You can see where the sutures were actually in there in the indention on the back of her neck. It showed up really well. Point that out again so you
right
can
in
see.
here. The muscles were so macerated, were cut so badly that there really wasn't any way to tell which muscles actually went together. So Dr. Hoppus just kind of sewed them, and as she said, she wasn't sure what went where, but they were married now. So
well,
we have a little bit of an indentation, but she matched up the pattern really nicely, and it doesn't seem to bother her. She's able to eat, which was a concern with the muscles not working properly.
Obviously.
Really enjoying that light.
So talk a little bit about this little red reptile.
Well, Scarlet normally is this beautiful Aggie maroon, and but we did have a kind of a devastating fire this last April, and he received first-degree burns over about 75% of his body. So we're hoping in another couple of years all of that will eventually shed away. We were very fortunate that he underwent some cold laser therapy, which actually saved several toes that we thought we were going to lose. So we're hoping he'll make a full recovery and get his gorgeous Aggie maroon body back.
I'm Wes Hawthorne. I'm an aerospace engineer, and I'm a freshman.
And I'm Daniel Collison. I'm a mechanical engineer, and I'm also a freshman.
Great. Tell us about your project.
Well, the challenge we were given in our freshman engineering design class was to create an autonomous robot that could be deployed in an area where you might have a natural disaster and there's lots of materials laying around that need to be recycled. And this robot can follow a black line, and it would just run around autonomously. And whenever it would get to a bin, it would be able to sense that it reached a recycling bin, lift that bin up, and weigh it. Depending on the weight, it would know whether it was organic, ceramic, or metal. Then it would turn around the other way and return the bin to the correct recycling facility, depending on whether it was organic, ceramic, or metal. And so this was our prototype that we designed to do this.
Very cool. Are you excited to be displaying your project at the showcase with your engineering peers?
Yes, ma'am. I'm really excited, especially as a freshman. This is actually the first time we've ever worked with anything like this, and just really excited.
Good. What type of skills did you learn in the project that you consider of value to your engineering career?
Definitely teamwork. There's 4 of us to a team, and design challenge. That was also a big key. And what else?
Trial and error.
Joining me now is Andy Card, former White House Chief of Staff for George W. Bush and the former acting dean at the Bush School at Texas A&M University. Andy, good morning. Good to have you here with us.
Good morning, Martha. Thank you for having me on. This is a very troubling scenario right now. And yes, President Bush did anticipate this being a likely outcome if we didn't do some things right. And President Obama and his team has not done some things right. The lack of a status forces agreement is paramount to the cause of this angst right now, and I'm troubled by it. Abu Bakr, who leads this ISIS, this Islamic State of Syria and Iraq group, is a really bad guy.
You know, when you look back at
President Obama is, of course, weighing U.S. options. Last night, he met with his national security team to discuss possible military steps and a diplomatic overture that's already begun to Iran. Ambassador Ryan Crocker served as our ambassador, the U.S. ambassador to Iraq from 2007 to 2009, and has also served as ambassador to other war zones, of course, Afghanistan, earlier Beirut. He's now the dean of the George Bush School of Government and Public Service at Texas A&M and joins me from College Station, Texas. Thank you very much, Ambassador. First of all, what do you think we should be doing diplomatically?
That is the key question, Andrea. I think the main effort we have to make is the D of diplomacy taking precedence over the D of defense. We have not been engaged systematically and at a high level for basically since our forces were withdrawn in 2011. And what we're seeing now, I think, is the result of that. The Iraqi system is not mature enough to function on its own without robust U.S. involvement. We saw that during the time I was there, 07 to 09, before and after. So I think the critical immediate step right now would be for the Secretary of State to get himself to Baghdad.
Hillary Clinton only went once the entire time.
So right now, this is a sort of a demonstration that we put together about a day ago, just for the show. Just a little bit of song. Basically, we compete all over, and we do demonstration. We perform at the NCAA championships. We've also performed at the Gala, the Celebrity Tennis Tournament at Rice University, World Fest, pretty much all over the state of Texas. Right now, this is Parker doing the whip chain. Whip chain is primarily a Chinese weapon, which is used by wushu practitioners. It's all metal from top to bottom. There's actually a big bullet at the end. If you notice, there is a yellow cloth, or what we call is a flag at the end. The flag is there for one, to add sound effects to the weapon, as well as showing full control of the weapon, because when you're whipping that weapon around, it actually generates a lot of speed. So the flag is there to, again, help control the weapon and definitely add some really cool sound effects. Next up is Louis Rufino. Louis is doing a form called Gaebek, which is primarily done by Taekwondo practitioners. It is a traditional form. It is actually a very advanced form. This form is actually done mainly by third-degree black belts. Louis learned it early because Louis competes competitively on the national circuit, and Louis will actually be competing at the 2013 World Games this year in Charleston, South Carolina. So it takes a lot of focus, a lot of speed, precision with the kicks. So you can see good intensity in the face with loud kiosks as well.
Oh, this is certainly exciting to watch, I promise.
Yes, ma'am. Next up is Celeste pose. Celeste is doing an open weapon. A little bit different from the traditional and the whip chain that you just saw. As you can see, this is a long stick, which you have to do a lot of manipulations with the stick, and this is more of an open weapon, so there's some tricks to it. There's some release moves, as you're about to see, under the leg, okay, swinging over the head. Okay, but at the same time, you need to show some control with the weapon, because the weapon is an extension of your body. And Celeste definitely demonstrates this very, very well.